Good morning, Jefferson City. It is Wednesday, June 24th, and I am wearing an American flag shirt today, if you can't tell, which means we have hit that part of summer where our whole personality is now America's birthday. The 250th anniversary has officially walked into the group chat and told the state budget, move over, sweetie, it's my time to shine. Both literally and figuratively, because, fireworks. So we are entering that part of summer where every local calendar item is either fireworks, barbecue, history, golf tournament, or some combination of those things. And honestly, Jefferson City is prepared. We are going to talk more about that, what Jefferson City and Cole County are doing for the 250th, because there is a lot happening. But first, we have to start with some serious news. Because the very last thing I want is for anyone to be confused about the ballot issues this year. We spend enough time talking about them on this show that if you are still confused, then frankly, I have failed you. Democracy has failed you, and possibly the ballot language, even given all of those expensive court cases, has failed all of us. So we are starting with Amendment 1. The actual news, no fireworks here. At least that is not what supporters of the campaign would like. No fireworks, please. Missourians will vote August 4th on whether to renew a 1/10 of 1% sales tax that funds state parks and soil and water conservation programs. This tax has been around for more than 40 years. That is much older than me. Remember, we do not talk about my age on this show. It has to be renewed by voters every 10 years, and in 2016 it passed with 80% of the statewide vote and won in every county. So normally this would be the ballot equivalent of a golden retriever. Very popular, not especially controversial. But this year supporters are a little nervous because, if you haven't heard, Amendment 1 is not alone on the August primary ballot. To be clear, Amendment 1 is the parks and soil tax. It is not a new tax, it is a renewal. It keeps the existing 1/10 sales tax in place for another 10 years. Supporters say it generates about $140 million a year, split between state parks and soil and water conservation districts. This means money for things like trails, restrooms, park maintenance, historic sites, stream bank stabilization, erosion control, and conservation projects on Missouri farms. It adds about 10 cents to a $100 purchase. So if you go buy a grill or a bunch of groceries or somehow spend $100 at a gas station because you walked in hungry and unsupervised, Amendment 1 is just a dime in that transaction. The reason this is getting tricky is that there are other amendments on the ballot, including Amendment 5, which deals directly with sales tax and income tax policy. Supporters of Amendment 1 are worried some voters may walk into the polling place, see multiple amendments, remember hearing a bunch of vote no ads, and just start filling in bubbles like they're clearing notifications on their phone. And honestly, that is a real concern because ballot fatigue is real, especially in a primary, especially in August, especially because people are hot, busy, and trying to remember other things. There's another confusion point too. The article in the News Tribune today notes that supporters want voters to understand that this parks and soil tax is different from the permanent Department of Conservation sales tax. We've been talking about the Department of Conservation this week. This is a very important point. The Department of Conservation handles wildlife, fisheries, and forests. That is their purview. Amendment 1 is about state parks and soil and water conservation. I know that sounds like government alphabet soup. Honestly, it does. But this matters. One is the Department of Conservation tax. The other is Park, Soil, and Water Conservation renewal. Both involve the outdoors, both involve conservation language, but they are not the same bucket of money. And in politics, buckets of money matter a lot because if you mix up the bucket, suddenly people are arguing about deer policy when the issue is actually about state parks bathrooms. No one wants to be the person yelling about chronic wasting disease in a conversation about trail maintenance. Or maybe some people do. I don't know your life, I'm not here to judge. But locally, why does this matter? Here's the bottom line. The money supports state parks and historic sites across Missouri, and it also goes to, again, soil and water conservation districts in every county. That includes projects that help prevent erosion, stabilize streams, and keep soil out of waterways. It's very important to farmers and agricultural groups. And if you live in mid-Missouri, you know water is not some abstract thing. It is the rivers, creeks, farm fields, and that one ditch that becomes its own personality during heavy rain. Remember that flooding we just had in mid-Missouri? Supporters argue the tax provides reliable funding. Without it, parks and soil programs would have to compete for general revenue from the legislature. And if you have watched the legislature budget, you know that is not exactly going to be a spa day. So the bottom line is Amendment 1 is this. It is a renewal of the existing 1/10 cent sales tax for parks and soil and water conservation. It is not the same as the Department of Conservation tax. It has easily passed in recent years, including in every county in 2016. We will keep watching Amendment 1 as we get closer to August, and I will keep trying to put things in plain English as best as I can. And now a word from MU Healthcare. If you're looking for advanced heart care close at home, MU Healthcare offers the region's most comprehensive cardiovascular services, and they are accepting new patients in Columbia and Jefferson City. From preventative heart screenings and diagnostic testing to leading edge care for complex conditions, MU Healthcare has the support and expertise you need. Call 573-88-HEART to schedule an appointment today or visit muhealth.org/heartcarenow to learn more. That's muhealth.org/heartcarenow. From ballot language to birthday party language, Cole County is getting ready for America's 250th birthday, and according to Presiding Commissioner Sam Bushman, the county has been working on this for about 2 years. He told the News Tribune, quote, "We were ahead of everybody," and said Cole County is one of the most active counties in Missouri when it comes to celebrating America 250. And listen, I respect the pride, I do, but we are also the seat of state government. So I think this is like the group project where we should probably be the lead, right? So that is just a funny way of saying there's a lot happening. The Cole County America 250 committee has been planning events throughout June and July, and some events even stretch into August. One of the big pieces is Avenues of History and Educational exhibit along Madison Street on the 4th of July from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The 4th of July downtown schedule is packed. Here are a few highlights. Opening ceremonies run from 10 to 11 a.m. Avenues of History runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Coca-Cola food court is open from 11 to 9 p.m. There will be an event remembering Missouri's fallen at the Sellinger Center from noon to 5. The Missouri Farm Bureau Kids Zone is also noon to 5. There's a patriotic Army Band concert at St. Peter's Church at 2 p.m. And this is important for some of you folks, the beer garden runs from 5 to 9:45 when fireworks start. The parade and military flyover at 6. On the main stage, opening announcements begin at 7:15. Chloe Hecker will begin at 7:30, and Chris Jansen is going to be there later with fireworks set at 9:45. You can find the full schedule at salutetoamerica.org. There are events July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You can find all of that there. And if your 4th of July plan includes grilling, feeding people, or standing in front of a fridge saying, "Do we have enough hot dogs for everyone?" Hen House has you covered. Hen House, a sponsor of the NT Daily. They are on Southwest Boulevard, and they are getting ready for the holiday with fresh cut meats and 4th of July specials. They've got whole pork butts, fresh cut pork steaks, pork loin, baby back ribs, and pork shoulder country style ribs. Multiple brands of hot dogs are on special because America's birthday is not the time to discover you are short on hot dogs. They also have a 10-pound bag of russet potatoes on special again. A few weeks ago, we got that bag and made homemade fries, and I'm here to report that was a great idea. So you can find the Hen House deals at 1904 Southwest Boulevard in Jefferson City. All right, and now it's time for a few quick hits before we go. First up, Missouri's state fish is having a moment of its own outside of our birthday. The American paddlefish, also known as the spoonbill, is being featured at the Smithsonian's National Museum of History as part of an exhibit commemorating America's 250th anniversary in Washington, D.C. The exhibit is called From These Lands, Sharing Our Natural and Cultural Heritage. It includes artifacts and specimens from all 50 states, D.C., and 5 U.S. territories. Missouri's contribution includes the paddlefish, which is native to the Mississippi River watershed and found in the Missouri and Osage rivers. Locally, the News Tribune notes in our article, you can find the paddlefish near the Mariposa Osage River access point. You know you're from Jefferson City in central Missouri when you can say Mariposa. So, to sum it up, our state fish is a prehistoric-looking river creature with a giant spoon face, and now it's representing us in Washington, D.C. And honestly, that is perfect Missouri energy. The paddlefish is the last remaining species in its ancient lineage. Its only recently living relative, the Chinese paddlefish, was declared extinct in 2022. So yes, the spoonbill is ancient, weird, endangered by habitat changes, and now museum-worthy. Admission to the Smithsonian exhibit is free and is expected to run for multiple years. And next, local golfers are competing in the Missouri Amateur Championship. I know, you thought I was done talking about sports and golf in particular. Well, guess what? I am not. Please do not write in complaints. They will be ignored. The 119th Missouri Amateur Championship began at Milburn Country Club in Kansas City, and the Jefferson City area has 5 golfers competing. Jefferson City has 3 representatives: Blake Meredith, Davis Linhart, and Dawson Schneiders. Meredith is a Capital City graduate, Linhart is a Helias graduate, and Dawson Schneiders, also a Helias graduate, is making his debut in the Missouri Amateur Championship after tying for first in the last chance qualifier in Rolla with an even par 70. And yes, if you've heard that name before, Dawson Schneiders gets a special shout out because Helias Boys Golf was one of my favorite spring sports prep teams to talk about. So there you go. Also competing are Ty Brandt of Westphalia and Eli Cummings of Eldon. The tournament includes 2 18-hole qualifying rounds, and the top 32 golfers advance to match play. If you are tired of hearing me talk about prep sports, you should stay tuned later this week. We may or may not have convinced our sports writers to come in and explain that sport that has been infiltrating the country that Erin doesn't understand. So stay tuned. Before we go, South Bank Gift Company, a friend of the NT Daily, invites brides and families to Bridal Chic this Saturday at noon in downtown Jefferson City. You can learn how to build a beautiful Mackenzie Childs registry through South Bank's Shop Local registry with tabletop pieces, serving favorites, and home accents you'll enjoy long after your wedding day. And your registry can also be added to the knot, which makes it easy for guests near and far to shop. To RSVP, call South Bank at 573-659-4438 or send them a message on social media. That is Bridal Chic this Saturday at noon at South Bank Gift Company in downtown Jefferson City. That is it for today's NT Daily. I would love to tell you that we will be over the red, white, and blue, but I don't think we will until far after the 4th of July. If you need to reach us, ntdaily@newstribune.com. Please stay tuned on all of our social media for more Salute to America updates and whether I will successfully convince the sports writers to come in and explain football. Not that football. I understand American football, the other football. Have a great day, Jefferson City. Stay cool, wear sunscreen, and we will be back tomorrow.